Welcome to AF Tales. Today's story is about a man whose wife drains what she thinks is their joint account to abandon him, only to discover she has stolen $80,000 from a credit line in her name alone. As you listen, think about what you would do if someone tried to destroy you financially and ended up trapping themselves instead. My wife said, "I'm leaving you, good luck surviving." I replied, "You too." Then I checked the account, let her drain the credit line she opened, watched the bank chase her for the $80,000 debt, and realized karma was about to handle the rest all on her own. My name is Theo. I am 31, and until recently I was married to Chloe, 29. We were together for 6 years, married for 3. The text came on a Thursday afternoon while I was at my desk job. Just emptied our account. I am leaving you for someone who actually has ambition. Good luck surviving without me. Already filed for divorce. Do not try to find me. I stared at my phone for a moment, then opened our banking app. The household account we had been using for years showed a previous available balance of $80,000. Now it showed 0. Here is the thing about that joint account. When we first moved in together 4 years ago, Chloe insisted on handling finances. She worked at a bank, said she knew all the tricks for maximizing interest and getting the best deals. I was young, in love, and bad with money, so I let her. She set up what she called our household account and added me as an authorized user. She said it was better than a regular joint account for taxes and credit building. I transferred my portion every month. She paid the bills. It looked like it worked. This is one of those moments many people shrug and say, "They are better with money, let them handle it," without realizing they just signed away their awareness. About 8 months ago, things shifted. Chloe kept calling me financially illiterate. It was constant. Jokes at my expense in front of friends, little digs about how I would be lost without her. It pushed me to start reading about finances just so I did not feel like an idiot in my own marriage. One day, I noticed strange terms on a statement. It did not look like a normal checking account. I called the bank, played dumb, and asked for clarification. The rep explained that this was a business line of credit, not a joint checking account. Chloe was listed as the sole proprietor and only account owner. I was just an authorized user on the card. Translation: I could spend from it. My deposits counted as payments, but I had 0 legal responsibility for the debt. Any balance belonged entirely to her. I hung up, sat there for a long time, and realized 2 things. First, Chloe had not been totally honest with me when she set this up. Second, if she ever decided to do something reckless with that account, it would be her problem, not mine. I did not tell her what I had learned. I kept transferring my share every month, treating it like bill money. And I quietly opened my own personal checking account and slowly built an emergency fund. So when I got that "good luck surviving" text and saw the 0 balance after the first shock, I actually laughed. She had just drained a business credit line in her own name. She had stolen $80,000 from herself. I texted back, "You too." Then I waited. 73 minutes later, my phone started lighting up. Chloe calling, declined. Unknown number, probably her mom, declined. Chloe calling again. Declined. Then a string of texts. "What did you do?" "The bank says I owe them money. This is your debt too. Answer your phone." I screenshotted everything and then blocked her number. About 20 minutes later, her sister Meredith called. I actually like Meredith, so I picked up. "Theo, what is happening? Chloe is hysterical. The bank is calling her about some massive debt." "Meredith, your sister drained what she thought was our joint account and told me she was leaving." "It is not a joint account. It is a business credit line in her name. She owes the bank $80,000 plus interest." Long pause. "She stole from a credit line. Technically, she borrowed from herself, but yes, she just maxed out her own credit. But that was your money too, right?" "No, legally I am just an authorized user. My transfers were payments. The debt is only hers." "You knew." "I found out 8 months ago." "I never thought she would be this reckless." Meredith sighed. "Theo, she is with someone else, has been for months, some crypto guy named Blake she met at a conference." I figured. "You need to help her with this debt." "Why would I do that?" "Because it is the right thing to do." "The right thing." She tried to leave me with nothing and wished me good luck surviving. The only reason she is in trouble is because she did not understand her own setup. I hung up. Sometimes people call doing the right thing what they really mean is, fix the mess I made so I do not feel consequences. That was day one. Then the entitlement really started. Chloe tried the legal route first. Some cheap lawyer sent a letter claiming I owed half the debt because they were marital funds. My lawyer, who I had already hired, responded with one paragraph. I was an authorized user, not a co-signer. The account existed before we married. The debt was hers alone. Next came emotional pressure through her parents. Her dad, Robert, showed up at my building demanding a man-to-man talk. The doorman called me. I told him I was not available. From upstairs, I could hear Robert shouting about doing the honorable thing and taking care of my wife. Security escorted him out. When respect leaves the marriage, it often shows up again in demands that you do the honorable thing for someone who has shown you none. Meanwhile, there was Blake, the crypto guy. Meredith called again with more details. Chloe had told Blake she would be getting at least $80,000 in the divorce, plus alimony, plus half my retirement. She had painted me as some wealthy tech executive, not an IT support worker, and positioned herself as about to cash out. Blake thought he was getting a woman with money and a victim narrative. When Chloe told him about the actual debt situation, he disappeared within a day, ghosted her. She had already planned to move into his apartment, but he had never put her on the lease, so the landlord turned her away. She was suddenly single, $80,000 in debt and couch hopping. Did I feel bad? For about 3 seconds. Then I remembered good luck surviving and went back to my cereal. Chloe switched to public sympathy. She posted online about being financially abused, wrote long posts about how her evil ex had tricked her into debt and manipulated the banking system. She forgot a key detail. Several of our mutual friends work in finance. One former coworker, Jerome, commented under her post, "Chloe, you worked at the bank. You opened that account yourself. I remember you bragging about the rewards." She deleted the post. Screenshots were already everywhere. Then she tried my mom. "My ex will not help me fix this misunderstanding about our finances. As his mother, can you talk sense into him?" My mom sent me the screenshot. Her reply was short. "The same sense you had when you were cheating on my son with that crypto guy, that kind of sense. Delete my number." Pain has a way of clarifying who is actually on your side. Then the bank called me, not about the debt. About Chloe. She had tried to report my authorized user card as fraud, said I had used the credit line without her knowledge. The rep sounded tired. "Sir, every transaction from your card is for groceries, utilities, and normal household expenses. Does she really want us to treat this as fraud? What happens if you do?" Well, filing a false fraud claim is a federal crime, and we have her own text admitting she took $80,000 herself. I also learned the interest rate on that credit line, 24.99% APRA. At that rate, if she only made minimum payments, she would be paying for decades. The spiral picked up speed. Her lawyer dropped her when she could not pay the retainer. She tried representing herself at the first divorce hearing. She arrived in designer clothes, likely bought with the stolen money, and demanded alimony because she was used to a certain lifestyle. The judge looked through her records, the $80,000 withdrawal, the texts, her work history. She had been fully employed until she quit 2 weeks before, assuming she would not need a job after cleaning me out. "You withdrew $80,000 from a credit line, quit your job, and now want your ex-husband to support you," the judge said. "Did he force you to open the account?" "No." "Did he force you to withdraw the money?" "No. But he should have told me." "You set up the account. You managed it. You work in banking. Ignorance of your own financial instruments is not his responsibility." 0 alimony. She actually ended up owing me because part of that $80,000 contained my previous contributions to household costs. The judge credited me for that. That is a hard moment many people never expect, when a neutral third party calmly tells the person who thinks they are the victim that they created their own disaster. Chloe got more aggressive. She started calling my employer daily, claiming I was dangerous and had stolen from her. HR pulled me in, concerned. I explained everything, showed them the divorce filings and her texts. They believed me but said the calls had to stop. That was when I used what I had documented. I live in a one-party consent state, and I had recorded a voicemail from Chloe. I am going to call your job every day until you pay my debt. I will make up whatever I need to. They will fire you eventually. HR went quiet. Legal got involved and sent a cease and desist. She ignored it within 48 hours, creating fake email accounts to send tips about me being a criminal. My company pressed harassment charges. On the money side, the bank started collections. Chloe missed her first payment. She had already burned through most of the $80,000. According to Meredith, the spending looked like this: first-class tickets to Costa Rica for her and Blake, designer shopping, a deposit on a luxury apartment she could not actually afford, a down payment on a car she never got, cosmetic procedures, fancy hotels, restaurants, and $15,000 into Blake's crypto scheme. The coin crashed. Her investment is now worth a few $100s. When she could not pay, the bank asked for proof of income. She had none. She had quit her job. They accelerated the debt, the full balance plus interest due immediately. She tried to get her dad to co-sign a consolidation loan. He refused. Her mom refused. Meredith refused. Chloe then tried a crowdfunding campaign. Help a domestic abuse survivor recover from financial exploitation. She posted photos of herself crying, told a completely made-up story about how I had manipulated her into debt. It raised $37 in 3 days. One person donated $2 with the comment, "lol." Her own aunt replied in the family group chat, "Everyone knows what you did. Stop embarrassing yourself." Consequences kept coming. She was arrested at her parents' house for violating the harassment order related to my employer. Robert bailed her out the first time. The conditions were clear: no contact with me or my workplace. She broke those conditions a week later with more fake emails. The messages were traced back to her IP address. She went back to jail for 48 hours. This time, Robert waited before bailing her out. The divorce finalized. I kept the apartment I had before the marriage. I kept my retirement. The judge adjusted asset division because of her $80,000 withdrawal and ordered her to cover my legal fees. She owed approximately $95,000 between the credit line and the court costs. Her next move was to file for bankruptcy. But before she did, she tried to hide assets by transferring some things to her parents. The bankruptcy trustee spotted it immediately. That is literally their job. Hiding assets is bankruptcy fraud. Federal crime. She panicked and pulled her petition, but now she was flagged and under investigation. All this time, she was living with her parents. From what Meredith shared, it was not comfortable. They made her get a job, pay rent, do chores, and go to financial literacy classes. The irony of a former bank employee being sent to money classes is not lost on anyone. She lasted 2 weeks before throwing a fit about everyone, punishing her for falling in love with Blake, a man who had vanished and was now being looked at by the SEC for his crypto project. Her last desperate move was to reach out to my ex from college, Amber, on social media. Chloe tried to convince her that I was a long-term financial predator and suggested teaming up to expose me. Amber sent me the screenshots. Her reply to Chloe was simple: "I dated Theo for 2 years. He is the most straightforward person I know. We broke up because we wanted different things, not because he is secretly evil. Also, you stole $80,000 and got caught. Take the loss and move on." Sometimes the people you try to recruit as backup end up holding up a mirror instead. The last piece is almost dark comedy. I ran into Blake at a coffee shop one day. He tried to avoid me, but we ended up standing in the same line. "How is the crypto going?" I asked. He looked embarrassed. "Look, man, I did not know she was married at first." "I do not really care about that," I said. "I am just curious, did she ever invest in your coin?" "Yeah, about 15,000. "How did that work out?" "The coin crashed. It is worth maybe 300 now," I laughed, quietly but genuinely. A year out, the picture looks like this. Chloe's debt went to collections. Her credit score is wrecked. She is working a low-paying call center job. Ironically, she does collections calls, hearing her own future in every script she reads. She has 18 months of probation and mandatory anger management classes because of the harassment. She has a criminal record. She was fired from a retail job before this for yelling at a customer. Her parents eventually kicked her out after she tried to steal checks from her dad. She now rents a room from a cousin who charges market rate and requires first and last month upfront. She is banned from several local banks for aggressive behavior. She still posts vague quotes about overcoming betrayal, framing herself as the one who was wronged. Occasionally, she tries to send messages through mutual friends asking if we can start over. That she has learned her lesson. That Blake meant nothing. I sent one message back through a mutual friend. Tell her I said, good luck surviving. As for me, I am okay. I kept my job, my apartment, and my retirement. The portion of the $80,000 that came from my contributions over the years is already counted as payments on her line. Legally, she owes it. I do not. I started dating Jade, a woman from my climbing gym. She knows how bank accounts work, and more importantly, she knows how respect works. I also know I will never again sign away my understanding of my own finances to anyone, no matter how much I trust them. Lesson 1. Never hand over full control of your finances to another person without understanding every account in your name and theirs. Love does not replace due diligence. Lesson 2. If someone tries to hurt you by stealing from you, you are not obligated to step in and save them from the consequences of their own choices. Lesson 3. Entitlement grows where people never have to sit with the results of their actions. Sometimes the most honest thing you can do is step back and let reality do its job. Lesson 4. Being bad with money is often just being uninformed. Learning the basics can protect you from both honest mistakes and deliberate manipulation. Lesson 5. A partner who lies about money is showing you how they value trust. Believe that signal, even if their words say something softer. Lesson 6. Walking away without revenge can still be powerful. Letting the truth and the paperwork speak is often enough. What about you? If you were in Theo's place, would you have warned Chloe about the account, or let the bank calls teach that lesson? And have you ever discovered a financial secret in a relationship that changed how you saw the person? Share your thoughts in the comments.